Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Sister Vinny, your host of the Baptist Bible. And I just want to welcome you to my channel. If you're new and have never been here before, I want to say welcome. If you are a returning viewer that sticks with Sister Vinny through thick and thin, I just want to say thank you for that, children. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate y'all, because you know I hail from the plant my feet on high ground university. Children, I just want to stop here, just pause right here for a minute and just talk to you a little bit. Children, I just want to make sure that when you are in the Baptist church and you are a minister of the gospel, that you are aware that there is a such thing as pulpit etiquette. Children, when you are a minister and you are going to another church and you're just visiting or what have you, or know somebody there, whatever, you have, well, some other children now, you have to make sure that you follow pulpit etiquette. Now, I know because I've been around the Baptist church for a long time. I don't keep telling y'all that now. I've been around, so I've seen a lot of things, and I know pulpit etiquette. Even though Sister Vinny I don't preach and I ain't no minister, nothing like that, but I do know pulpit etiquette. Children, I have seen in my day, ministers, when you got to understand, when you come into someone else's church, you don't just come and walk up into the pulpit. And I think I mentioned this before. Gates open. You don't just walk up in someone's pulpit without being asked. You have to be asked into the pulpit. And I've seen ministers just get up, and when they come in the door, they get up and walk up into the pulpit and going up in there and sit down. Ain't nobody said nothing boo to them, but they just get up and going up into the pulpit. That's wrong. That's improper. I've also seen ministers when they get there and they're asked to read a scripture or say a word of prayer or something, they get up and instead of doing the scripture, they start preaching. And they do a sermon, do a little mini sermonette. My mom used to call it a sermonette. They get up there and do that. And so I've also seen ministers that come into your pulpit as a guest that walk on up there in the first place. And then second of all, they start climbing all over the furniture, up there standing on the chairs and things up in the pulpit, theatrics and things like that and stuff like that in someone else's pulpit. Children, we just can't act a stark raving fool up in the house of the Lord. Now, I done told y'all, children. So when you go to someone else's church and you're visiting and you're there, if they ask you to say a prayer, say the prayer and sit down. If they ask you to read a scripture or something like that, read the scripture and sit down. Just do what they ask you to do. That's etiquette. That's pulpit etiquette. Don't come in there jumping around, swinging from the rafters and all that stuff. They ain't asked you for all that. They just asked you to maybe preach the word or be a guest minister that day and preach or what have you. They didn't ask you to come in and tear up their furniture and jump around and swing around and stuff like that. They didn't ask for all that stuff. They didn't want no monkey dog stuff going on up in there. Children, now we got to stop that, children. Now we just got to do what they asked you to do, okay, in the pulpit. So I remember distinctly one time, because you'll run into something like this if you get up there doing that kind of stuff. This gentleman was up there and, he was carrying on. They asked him to read a scripture. And he broke out into a song and then did a sermon and all of that when all they asked for was a scripture. He was in the middle of speaking, and the pastor of the church went up to him and politely tapped him on the shoulder. And when the gentleman looked, he went like that. Children, everybody started, what in the world? And when he did that, all of the deacons and the male ushers started to encircle the pulpit. So in other words, they were like, okay, we gonna help you leave. If you can't find your way to the door, we gonna help you leave. So I said, Lord, do we need to get up under our seat? Is there gonna be some cats popping off in here, something like that, Jerry? We didn't know what to expect. So we were braced to be and ready to take cover if we needed to. But children, he politely stepped down out of the pulpit and left. But it was a sight to see, children. I was like, Lord have mercy. I have never seen anything like that in my life. But I tell you, you just have to be careful when you're a guest and you're asked to do a certain thing. Please do exactly what they ask you to do and sit down. Don't get up there doing everything else, trying to make a name for yourself or what's the matter, children. Please stick to the script, okay? All right, children. Sister Vinny's done now. I'm going to leave y'all alone. I'm going to leave y'all alone, children. I just love y'all. I just want to tell you to please be safe out there. Always, children, please be safe. Because Satan is busy. He's busy, busy, busy. And he don't stop. And children, you just don't want to be running, trying to make 100. Children, I love you. I thank you so much, children. And I'm going to return you now to your regularly scheduled program.